Hello everybody, welcome back to Madden 2005, and we are fully underway. I think I've been saying that we're fully underway, but we're moving further along into the regular season. It's taking a little bit longer because we're focusing game by game, more or less into this season because we have a tough schedule, man, and it doesn't get any easier as today we have the 4-1 Seattle Seahawks venturing all the way out to Oakland. So after a tough loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, it is time for us to bounce back and try and get back into the win column here, play a little bit smarter or stronger football. And even though the Seahawks are at a conference opponent, this is still a pretty, at least to me, a pretty relevant game because these are all teams that are probably going to be in the playoff mix as we get further and further into the season. So even winning these games against our at-a-conference divisional or our out-of-conference division, which is the NFC West this season, even winning those games is going to be pretty important because, the 49ers are local, The Seahawks are also playing pretty decent. The Rams, that was just a fun game in St. Louis. And then we also have the Cardinals later on, which we probably won't watch that game. We'll probably just sim through it, but either way, the Seahawks look like the front runner of winning the NFC West this season, so I figured it would be important to also showcase this game as well, as they have a pretty decent team, a pretty decent roster. All of the big names that you're familiar with on the Seahawks are starting to really develop, like Matt Hasselbeck and Sean Alexander, along with their receiving corps. So we're going to get quite a bit of action here, I would imagine, from the Seahawks coming to Oakland. So we're going to get the opening kickoff finally. We don't rarely ever see that, and it's because Ingram is going to fumble the kickoff, the opening kickoff. It's going to be scooped up by Denard Walker and taken into the end zone for a scoop and score on the opening kickoff. So we have a turnover on the very first play of the game. I don't think we've seen that too terribly much in this series, but we got one now. So we take an early lead over the Seahawks, and they have to give us the ball back a little bit later on. And now we're moving on offense once again as Tim Couch nails Jerry Porter across the middle for a nice actually, it's Maureen Norris, the fullback. I thought it was 84, not 44, for another completion. So 1st and 10 here, right around midfield. Or rather, just past midfield. And Couch, back to pass now. Once again, fires one across the middle. This time it's Teo Johnson, the tight end, a name that we haven't called too terribly much in this season specifically, but he's still around. He's still doing things for us. So fast forward to a 3rd and 7, trying to get to the sticks here if at all possible. Couch with the pocket collapsing, dumps that one off to Chris Cole, who was able to redirect and get upfield and not just get the first down, but get inside the 10-yard line. So Chris Cole with an athletic play to keep our drive alive. So 1st and goal here for the Raiders, and Couch once again clobbered as he throws, but dumps it off to Justin Fargas in time, who's got plenty of space in front of him to get into the end zone for the first Raiders touchdown, or second Raiders touchdown. I forgot we had the turnover, the scoop and score. So now 14-0 is the score, but Hasselbeck and the Seahawks will not be silenced for long here, as one play is all it's really going to take, or just one chunk play. This drive had more plays, but the one big chunk play is going to erase at least half of the deficit here, as Matt Hasselbeck is able to hit Corn Robinson on a beautiful pass here, just beautifully placed ball, and I don't know who it was, probably Nnamdi Asomugha, who just laid out for the defensive play, and it didn't really matter because Corn Robinson just off to the races here, man. And look at the swag he's got. Did Corn Robinson really swag out like that on the field? Do Seahawks fans, can you tell me that? Did he really do that? But either way, on the other side of the ball here, on a 3rd and 10, Tim Couch wants to lay out a deep shot himself, and he does. And now that time it's Jerry Porter who comes up with a huge reception along the sidelines, and our drive will continue yet again on a 3rd and 10. So Seattle's defense showing a little bit of strength here. It's another 3rd and 8 here. A lot of third down opportunities early for the Raiders offense, and Couch is making the most of them with another completion to Jerry Porter on that side of the field. And hey, man, if you don't have the strength in your cornerback room to lock down a guy like Jerry Porter, then you're going to get burned every time. And just look at that. That was such an easy route for Jerry Porter to run and for Couch to link up on. So giving the ball to Fargas now, and he's going to pick up the first down and not the touchdown, unfortunately. He was very close. I'm sure he wanted it. I'm sure he really wanted it, but he's going to get kept about a yard or two short. So on 2nd and goal here, trying to punch it in with Fargas, and we're going to go with the play action here and flip it through the air, and Couch even faked me out. I thought for sure we were just going to hammer it up. And is that Doug Jolly? Is that Doug Jolly, the backup tight end, who caught that? Oh my goodness, Doug Jolly. I'm almost positive that's who that was. It had to be. So Seattle now going to try and do something on offense, and Sean Alexander. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me he's going to do this. Don't tell me. And a screen. He breaks one tackle, and no one else is anywhere close to him in a different hemisphere here of speed. Oh, man, we got to get a look at this. So we even got to Hasselbeck just as he got rid of it. Breaks off the tackle. I couldn't see who that was that he just shook off. And doesn't even get touched. No one even touches him. And there wasn't even anyone somebody even in the vicinity of him after he breaks the tackle other than Clinton Hart. That was he was the closest one that was even marginally close to making a tackle, and he got left in the dust. So, wow, we got to be careful about that speed. And Seattle's got to be careful about Justin Fargas' speed, because it might not be good enough for a 70-yard touchdown, but it's good enough to at least get another first down. So our drive will continue, but barely, as we face another 3rd and 5 situation. Couch, again, pressure in his face, and he gets all the way out to Jerry Porter, who catches that, but they're going to say that he was out of bounds. So that's going to bring up 4th down for the Raider offense, and we could probably expect to see Janikowski here try and nail a long field goal, a 40-yarder. Seabass, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So maybe that one miss that he had in the Bengals game is just a fluke, man. We don't have to think about it anymore. We don't have to think about it. That's not him. That's not who we know it is. So with all of that commotion, the first quarter finally comes to a close, 24-14. I almost forgot that we were still in the first quarter. That's how much action was happening between both squads, and we can already foresee the score of this game completely ballooning. As Shaun Alexander gets to the outside edge, and there it is, the burst of speed again. There it is. There's no stopping him, man. There's absolutely just no stopping that speed. And that was something that we didn't even struggle with in the Cowboys series when we played the Seahawks so many times. But for some reason in this game, man, in Madden 05, the running backs have just been tweaked, fixed, figured out, and running the football just seems to be the way to go. And it just, no one even has close to the speed to catch up to Shaun Alexander. So the Seahawks now within 3, but we're back on offense. And Couch fires one off here, and it's going to be caught by Teo Johnson, who breaks a tackle and misses another tackle, and he's going to be off to the races, and he's got just enough speed to get away from everybody else, and that's going to be a huge touchdown for Teo Johnson. So again, someone that we haven't really talked about a lot this season is now having himself quite the game here not in Seattle, but against Seattle. And did you guys see that Olay block? God, that was awful. Olay. That was a terrible effort, but I will take it if it means that we're going to extend our lead, and it looks like we're trying to extend our lead again with another deep shot down the sideline. It's Chris Cole, and if you're wondering where Justin Gage is, he did get injured in this game. I didn't think he was injured seriously, but I think he's out for the remainder of this game, so we're not going to see any Justin Gage for most of this game or all of it. I don't remember seeing him in this, but it's not slowing us down at all, as Jerry Porter is making up for that loss in the receiving corps with another touchdown. So very quickly it becomes 45-21 over the Seahawks, man. Can you believe that? 45-21. So, but Seattle still will not be silenced. They cannot be silenced as they get across midfield here with that big chunk play, and now trying to run some hurry up here within the 2 minutes of the first half, running that 2-minute drill, as some would call it. And Hasselbeck's going to take the snap here, fires it off quickly here, and I don't know who he was looking at, but that one sails into the dirt safely, and Seattle's going to have to reshuffle the deck here. So on 3rd and 8 here, just outside the 30-yard line, Hasselbeck, deep shot downfield, and it's going to be caught by Corin Robinson right along that back chalk in the back of the end zone. I mean, that was just inches away from being out of the back of the end zone. So Seattle finally does answer back here, 45-28. Couch back to pass now, going to try and get some points before the end of the first half himself with the Raiders offense, and another completion is going to get us closer to achieving that goal. But still, it's a long field goal. We're not going to try and run another play to make it easy for Seabass. So a 49-yarder, he made 40. And he nails 49. So 48-28 is now the score with just 6 seconds remaining in the first half. So we can imagine that score will probably hold heading into the locker room at halftime. So a 20-point lead over the Seahawks. I figured Seattle would put up a little bit more of a fight, but I mean, they did score 28 points in the first half. In most cases, that would win you a football game, but not when you're playing this high-powered Raiders offense. So Seattle has to punt it away here still early in the third quarter, and Phillip Buchanan cannot field the ball cleanly. And Seattle is going to recover it now on our end, and that's the rookie fullback who was able to get on top of that. So Seattle's going to move, continue their drive, I guess, now on the opposite end of the field, and Hasselbeck is able to hit Trent Smith, the tight end, across the middle to continue their drive and move them further into the Raiders' territory. So here we have a short yardage situation. Hasselbeck, under pressure, gets absolutely flattened as he dumps this one off to Bernard Booker, that rookie fullback who recovered the fumble on the punt. and he gets snuffed out quickly here on 3rd down and short. So Seattle bringing out their kicking team to try and get just any kind of pointage. I mean, they need a lot. They don't just need 3 or 7. They need a lot. So they at least get 3 of it. So now 31-48 is your score here at the end of the 3rd quarter because nothing else would happen. So figures our offense just comes out completely lethargic after the first half, after 48 points in the first half. But we are moving finally here in the 4th quarter. And Tim Couch from about the 20 is able to fire and hit Jerry Porter for another touchdown. And he is really just making good use of being receiver 1 right now in the absence of Justin Gage. And we are letting him have it. So 55-31 is your score. Seattle still not done. And Sean Alexander right there still not done as he gets a first down. And thankfully this time Nnamdi Asomugha able to get him from behind and bring him down before he gets to the end zone. And Phil Buchanan, oh my goodness, got absolutely flattened by Booker. He just got completely flattened. So cut to a 2nd and 10 inside the red zone for Seattle. They're going to pitch it to Sean Alexander. He's going to get to the outside edge, breaks a tackle before getting brought down by Derek Gibson, the strong safety. But he does get the first down for the Seahawks. So 2nd and goal here. Seattle's really looking to add some more pointage, and they're going to hand it off to Sean Alexander, who once again falls forward into the end zone. And if nothing else, man, Sean Alexander's having himself an MVP caliber game for the Seahawks. So I wouldn't say it's kept them in the game, but it's definitely kept their offense alive, and at least within fighting chance. And so they're going to try and go for 2 here, I guess, try and play the long game, try and set themselves up. And they're going to tap their backup running back, Richard Krause, who's a rookie, and he cannot get into the end zone. So 37-55 is the score, 21-point game, and we're looking to officially kind of put this one away, if at all possible, as Tim Couch is able to hit Chris Cole once again right along the goal line. And so we're going to have a few attempts to try and knock it in here. So on 1st and goal, the ball's going to get fumbled by Justin Fargas trying to get into the end zone, and Seattle will recover it. So a huge mistake, but North Turner doesn't think so. So he's going to throw the red flag, and we're going to get a look here and see just exactly what happened. See if it is a fumble. Maybe, I don't know, couldn't really tell from that angle. I think he's definitely down, but we're going to get another look at it. So let's see here. This is the play to look at, the angle to look at as we're in super slow-mo. So the knee is down and the ball's out. So yeah, that's going to be overturned, I would imagine. So we're going to get the ball back with goal to go with another opportunity to score again. Not that we necessarily have to. It's a 20-point game with less than 3 minutes, but we're still going to try here. But on 3rd and goal, Justin Fargas cannot get into the end zone, man. We've been feeding him, and he just can't get those last couple yards. So bring out Seabass for the last bit of points that we were probably going to score in this game to make it 58-37. So really kind of sweetening the deal here. I think I said 21 points earlier. That's bad math. But now, Seattle would add another touchdown, however, to make it a 14-point game, but it doesn't matter because we would win it with a nice, strong offensive showing. Still, our defense giving up 44 points. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to pretend that it's not real, but unfortunately, it is all too real. It's all very much real. So that's going to be the win for us. But still, Seattle, man, over 600 yards of total offense, 214 rushing yards. Sean Alexander was an absolute menace and a problem to be dealt with, and we couldn't deal with him. So both teams were awful on 3rd down, just figures. We had 6 red zone opportunities. That's wild. And we didn't even score on all of them. So that last one, yeah, we didn't, or no, we did. We got the field goal, but we have an opportunity that we didn't score on. So, just consider that. Tim Couch, another MVP caliber type of game, 77% completion percentage. That's the big thing with Tim Couch is his completion percentage, man. So he's going to throw the ball a lot, but he's going to complete most of those passes, and you can't be mad about that. So, but yeah, there you see Justin Gage, not listed in the receiving corps because he was injured very early on. I think he had 1 catch, and that took him out of the game. I don't know what the injury was. I didn't even see it flash up when I was editing, so I couldn't even tell you. But he's going to be fine moving forward. So, and as we move forward, this is another massive game. It's the very next week here in San Diego against the Chargers. This is huge AFC West implications, so I need you guys in San Diego when we play the Chargers.